Hello everybody, this is Milad, and here we are in Tampere City. The weather is really lovely here. It's not cold yet, but winter is coming. So in this video, I'm really happy to be with you guys talking about a really important topic, which is really important, especially when you want to apply for a job. When you want to, find more interviews. Well, the keyword here, the key topic is actually I want to talk about how you can get more interviews and how you can increase your chance. So this is a really important topic, and it's been really important for me for many years, and I've been struggling with this for many years. How to increase my ability, my chances to get more interviews at the first level. I wasn't curious about the rest. The rest wasn't really important for me at the beginning. I just wanted to get more interviews. What is wrong with my CV or with my application? Why I can't just get the interviews? And after tens of tries, after years of trying and applying for different jobs, eventually I think that I understood how it works behind the scene. And if you know how the system works, you can beat it. You can you can break it and make it work for yourself. And this is what I want to share with you today. I want to talk about my experience and what I learned from those experiences. So basically, it was last year, pretty much last year, that I started applying for a new job as a web developer. And it wasn't just being a web developer. I applied to many different positions in different areas: machine learning engineer, data scientist, data engineer. And because I was interested in all these areas, and I was confused because I had the background in all of these, and it was really difficult for me to choose the field I want. So I applied for all of them. And the other reason that I wanted to apply for all of these areas, being a web developer, data scientist, machine learning engineer, and etc. The reason was that I wanted to get a job as fast as possible. So what I'm gonna tell you in this video, it's not 100% guaranteed. It doesn't cover everything, all the situations, all the occasions. But I'm pretty sure that it will cover the most cases that you guys out there are seeking for. And one thing you need to understand that is the chance here plays a really big role in everything. It's not only about applying a job and getting a job. You need to be lucky in your life, and that is a truth. That is a reality. You need to understand it and see how it works to be able to break it and make it work for yourself. So even if you follow my instructions 100%, it's not guaranteed that you achieve what you want at the end, because there are a lot of parameters that are out of your control, and this is all about this. You can't control it. Depends on different things: the size of the company you're applying to, the economic situation we have in the world in that time, the salary you're demanding. And let me give you an example. The guy who is going to interview you and who is going to actually pick your CV. The only person that is responsible to pick the CVs the company needs. Maybe in that day, that guy doesn't feel good. Maybe he or she had a fight with his wife or husband. Maybe he had a fight with his children, with his boss. So he doesn't feel good. He tries to be professional in that day, but we are all humans. It's not possible. It affects the outcome. So maybe he is not in a good mood that day, so he just skip all the CVs. Even your CV is 100% good and it's a good fit for this position, but that guy doesn't care that day. They're just passing the CVs, continuously. So they don't care because he's in a bad mood that day. It's out of your control. No matter how good your CV is, no matter how hard you try to make a good CV, that guy just skips that CV. That's all. So there is nothing you can do for that part. This is basically it's under the chance area. You need to be lucky with that. So basically we have two parts. In everything we want to do in life, it's not only about getting the job as a programmer or a web developer. It's in every aspect of your life, there is basically two parts. The first part is basically you're responsible for that. It's under your control. But the other part, it's out of your control. It's based on chance, based on probability, based on luck. So you can prepare yourself for that part also, for the part of luck. You can prepare yourself and you can beat that too. And I'm gonna talk about that in this video, how you can increase your chance, how you can make your luck. That's possible. But let's first start talking about the first topic here. So imagine that you have a small company, you have a startup, you want to hire a lot of developers, okay? So what would you do in this situation? You want to hire a lot of people. So you have a position, let's say that you need a person with a lot of skills in Python programming. You need a developer. You need a Python developer basically, and that guy needs to know about web development with Django. He needs to have a lot of experiences, 3 years, 4 years, because you know that I need a guy to actually to be able to guide a team for creating web applications. So he needs to have at least 3 or 4 years of experience. And also you need a guy with experiences in database management, in with SQL databases, and also if he has understanding of NoSQL databases, it's good, but the priority is SQL databases like PostgreSQL, MySQL. He needs to be a good SQL programmer, because we want to do a lot of fetching from database. We need that. He needs to know about REST APIs. He needs to know about, he or she, I'm just referring to that guy as a man, it doesn't matter. He or she needs to be, a problem solver, searching on the internet for solutions. It needs to learn fast enough. And all of these things gathered together, you create a profile of a person you want. And if you put your feet in the shoes of that guy, you know, and if you see from their perspective, you can understand what they want. And now, when you look from their lens, you see that what you need to do to succeed in this area, how to get their attention, how to get the interview. You need to look from their side. So when you write on this description as an employer, if you have a startup, so you write on the description as best as you can, but it's not possible to, you know, say that I want this 100%. So you just around 50% write on everything you want in the description of the job for the guy. I need a Python developer, I need a Django developer. You explain it about everything you need to know about object-oriented programming, you need to know about databases, SQL, NoSQL, you need to know about REST APIs, and go on. But it's only 50%. The rest 50% will be clear during the interviews, because I don't want to, you know, evaluate the guy right away. I want to just pick those that are really close to what I want, and then from those I want to pick the best one during the interviews. So the only thing you need to do as the guy who's applying for this particular position is that you at least be 70% of what the employer wants. So your CV needs to be a good match, a good fit with the description they written down in the description of the job. That's the whole thing you need to know. There is nothing else that you can do. And there is no other way for those guys, for the employers, for the HR managers to pick you. They just have your CV and they look at the job description and they compare those. That's all. There's nothing they can do. And there is nothing you can do other than making your CV look good. So now in this situation, what would you do as a job seeker? What would you do? You know what they want. If they want somebody for a web development application, they need a web developer, an experienced web developer with 4 years of working with Python and Django and this sort of things. Do you send your CV as a machine learning engineer? Even if you are a really experienced machine learning engineer with 5 years of working in great companies, it doesn't matter. If there is another guy with 4 years of experience in Python and Django, that will get the job. That guy, not you. Because even your CV is really great, awesome, but it doesn't match with the description they want. So this is the first rule. Put your, look from their perspective, look from their point of view. So as soon as you understand this, you understand that you need to tailor your CV. It's really common. It's really common. Well, basically, it's not cheating, but you need to change the priority of things you know and related to the position you're going to apply to. Even if you're a Python developer, but they need a Django developer with Python experience. So you're a Python developer, but the Django skill you have is not in the toppest level possible. So you need to move Django in your CV to the toppest place possible. You need to change the order of skills you have, change the order of experiences you have. And you need to change the CV in a way that it matches the description they want. For instance, if you have worked in a company as a Python developer, now what you need to do is that if they want somebody with Django developer, you need to add some, extra options to those experiences. Let's say that you have worked with Python for many years and you know a little bit about Django. So there is no need to say that my knowledge about Django is a little bit. Just say that, well, I have worked with Django, I have experience with Django, and I'm good at it. This is the first thing. You need to get the interview, and then during the interview, just say the story as it is. Say that I have experience with Django, it's not that much, but I'm great in Python development and this sort of things. But the first step is to get the interview. To get an interview, you need to look good. So you need to change it, the story, the experiences, the skills, the interests you have, everything that you want to put on the CV need to be really matched with the description it wants. And this is the whole point of tailoring a CV. So you're not lying basically, because there is no hard line here for truth. You can tell your story from different perspectives. So choose the right angle of talking. Choose the right angle for talking. That's the key. You can look at the truth from different angles. You need to pick the right angle for the CV, for the description you want. That's the whole thing I'm trying to tell you. And this is the key. I'm not trying to tell you that you need to cheat, you need to lie. No, that's not the point, because eventually, even if you get the interview, from the very first moment, it will be obvious that you're not a good fit for that. So why you want to waste your time and their time? So this is not what I want you to do. What I want you to do, if you see there is a good, maybe 60-70% match between your skills and the description, you need to increase the match to 90%. Only by changing the priorities in your CV, changing the order of, telling the skills, events, experiences. And also, you need to add more relevant things. For instance, if you want to say that I have worked in this company, work on these projects, say that this project was about Django and it has these sort of tools which are related to the description, and then just build your CV on top of that. This is the whole thing I'm trying to tell you, and this is only the 70%, 60%, and the rest will be obvious during the interviews, and they will understand. You will communicate with them, and they feel that okay, it seems that we want a Django developer with Python experience. It seems that you know what you're doing. It seems that you're not experienced that much that we want, but I think you're a good fit. You can be a good person. You can learn fast. And at the end, they compare all the applicants to each other. So they want to pick the best they have. There is no magic that they can just, create a really good developer. They need to go with the options they have. So you just need to put yourself in their options. And at the end, well, they see that, okay, this guy, based on what he said, he's not really 100% what we want, but in comparison to others, it's good enough. And you bought this chance for yourself. You bought this opportunity for yourself by just tailoring your CV. Okay, I think that's good enough. I can talk more about these things from different aspects, but I think you get the point. I hope that you get the point. And about the rest of the things that are out of your control, I can say that it's 50-50. 50% of the job, 50% of the things are under your control. The rest 50%, is just based on luck. It's out of your control. You have no control on that. There are a lot of millions of parameters out there that you can't control. So why you want to bother yourself with that? The only thing that you can do to break that 50%, to make it to work for you, is that increase your chance by applying more and more. This is just a simple math. It's a probability. So if we say that from 10 applications you send to companies, if only one gets the interview, you can say that you have the 10% chance, you have 10% probability of getting an interview. And I can say that it's pretty much like this. It depends how good your CV is, but it's pretty much like this, more or less. Let's say 10%. So you have 10% chance of getting an interview. So it's just simple math. As you need to send applications as many as you can. So say apply to hundreds of jobs. So 10% would be 10 interviews per 100 applications. So with trying more and sending more, you can increase your chance and you can beat the luck and the chance part. And that's the only thing you can do, basically. And this is pretty much what I wanted to tell you about. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me take a look at my notes here. I'm sorry, sometimes it's a little bit, it takes a little bit time to tell what I want to tell you, because I'm making my mind at the moment. I have some notes here, but it's not really scripted. So I want to tell you the right sentence. I want to, convert my thoughts into right words. So sometimes it takes time, and sometimes I need to try it over and over. Okay, I think that's it pretty much. I can talk about this stuff and this sort of things hours and hours, because sharing the experience is not really easy, because what I felt is something else. You need to do it yourself to understand it, how it feels, to crack the code, to understand it well, how it works. Even if I try to my best to explain it, it's not really easy to do it. And I can talk about it from different points of views. But I think that's good enough. Ask me if you have any question. And thank you for watching this video till now. See you around. Bye.